Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Morning.
First of all, I will ask you guys, do you know what is this? Okay, very easy, but I'm not talking about ships or the Navy. Can you imagine how this image can connect you, be connected with your mind, your behaviors? Could you imagine this?
Nope.
Okay. I'm talking about NLP. Do you know what's NLP?
Nope.
No.
I can imagine people thinking, Bruno, what is this? Okay. I will explain now. Neuro-linguistic programming.
Oh.
It's about a neurological process with language, linguistic, and behavioral patterns learned through experience is the programming. You can change this behavior in you to achieve a specific goal in your life. Okay, when Glenn talk about the rapport, it's an example of an NLP. You are creating a connection to change his behavior. It's a good example of NLP, a neuro-linguistic programming. So, I will tell you how to establish an anchoring. I will tell, of course, first of all, what is this? What is anchoring? And how to use it in your life. I will split in 3 main points. What is anchoring? How to establish an anchor in another person? And how to establish an anchor in yourself. It's possible. Okay, what is anchoring? It refers to a process of associate reactions with some trigger. A trigger can shoot a reaction in you, yourself, or in others. And this trigger can easily access the reaction again, whatever you want. So, there is 2 types of anchoring. Anchoring by repetition and anchoring by strong emotion association. Now, I will explain an example of repetition. This guy, Ivan Pavlov, he was a Russian psychologist. He was very known for your work in a concept of conditioning. He created experiments about the conditioning in our mind. So, a good example is he created an experiment with dogs and a bell. And all the time every time before feed the animals, the dogs, he rang a bell. All the time he rang a bell. And then, after some repetitions, he stopped feeding the animals and just ringing the bell. And he could realize that the dogs started salivation. Even the Pavlov didn't feed them. The dogs started salivating, and so the trigger was the bell. Just to start the behavior in the dogs. And now, an example of strong emotion association, anchoring. It can be shot by smell, sound, or a place, for example. I'm sure people have already feel something like this. So you go to a place and you feel like it's the principle of nostalgic. When you feel nostalgic, oh, in this place I feel very good in this place. Or when I hear some sound, or when I feel a smell, for example, I feel the smell of coffee, I remember my grandma. It's a good example of anchoring. And these 3 points is an example of the trigger. So, how to create an anchor in another person? A good example is the boss. The boss wanna take some emotion or good feelings in your employees. And then he can start talking with the employees. And for example, what team do you support in soccer team? Juventus. You are an employee, I started talking to you. Oh, Luca, and about the last game, it was very good. And I take you to a very, very confident and good moment. I repeated this 5 times. All the time, when I feel that you are in the top of the emotion, I can create a trigger like this. Good job. You do this 5 times, and then you create this connection, you create the anchoring. And all the time, if I feel like, oh, Luca is not motivated today, Luca is feeling bad, feeling sad, I can just... I think people should have already see this situation, like the boss, oh, good job. And you start feeling better instantly. It's a really good example of anchoring. So, how to create an anchor in yourself? It's completely possible. If you have this knowledge, I will say why you should stay sad, because you can use these tools in yourself. For example, you listen to your favorite song for 5 times. Listen, until you feel very happy, very in a stage of satisfaction. And then you create your trigger. I will give an example of trigger. When people, in meditation, people use this. They touch the index finger with the thumb. It's a very good example to bring you in a stage of emotion. Sometimes you are in a boring line. Everybody hates to go to the bank and stay in the line. You can try this. If you program your trigger, your anchoring, you can just start. Okay, of course it's a little bit weird if you do this in front of people. Maybe you can go inside your pocket, just start your trigger, and you take for you a good experience, good moment. Now I will show, I talk to you what's anchoring, how to establish an anchor in another person, and how to establish an anchor in yourself. I will show a video to illustrate for you how it could work. Oh, sorry.
Can you remember a time where you feel really, really confident? And as you go back to the time, I want you to really go back to the time. See what you saw here of the and really the feelings of
Look at that, this movement. Is the trigger. He's asking the guy to remember good feelings. He's programming.
Remember a time when you had a ton of energy. Very energetic.
He's thinking about another thing. He's programming again. Maybe he can talk to the audience about the talk. He's starting to feeling very good just with the trigger. Then he broke the moment and he will start again.
Okay, good. Actually, they have breakfast. Or twice.
He starts again. Just with the anchoring, he's feeling very happy now.
Okay, good. Can you imagine a time in the future where you might have a challenging situation?
And then I showed you this really interesting topic you can use it in your life to achieve very good moments. And if you are more interested, because it's a little bit complex, this topic, but you can find a lot of books and internet websites and videos to show better how to use this, and you can start creating your own anchoring just to test and use this knowledge to bring good things in your life. That's it. Thank you.